We are still on introduction to chemistry, and in our last video we were able to learn the definition of chemistry, the aims of chemistry, and the branches of chemistry. Now, today we are going to be learning about the scientific method and the uses of chemistry in our day-to-day life. This is what we're going to be discussing in this video. Now, we have our scientific method. When we hear scientific method, some of us get scared because it is a long process and people feel that it's just a difficult part of chemistry that they should not focus on. But I want to assure you now that scientific method is very, very simple. It's just 7 steps 7 steps you need to take for you to solve a scientific method. Now, before we forge ahead, I would like you to understand what a scientific method is. A scientific method is a method put together by scientists to solve scientific problems. That is just simply what a scientific method is. We forge ahead. Now, the first step you need to take when solving a scientific method is to identify your problem. When there is no problem, there cannot be a solution. So identify your problem is the first step. The second step is to carry out observation. That is the second step. What do I mean by carry out observation? You observe. You have a problem already identified. Now, you carry out observation. Where is the problem coming from? That is what is called the observation. Now, when you have carried out observation, you find out where the problem is coming from. You have put together a reasonable explanation called your hypothesis. Your hypothesis is called your reasonable explanation. Now, to back your reasonable explanation up comes step 4. Step 4 says that you should carry out appropriate experiment. Appropriate experiment for what? To test your hypothesis. If your hypothesis is good, that is why, to know if the hypothesis actually works, that's why experiment is being carried out. So the fifth step is to record the observation that you have made during that experiment carried out. Sixth, don't mind me. The sixth method is to put together. The sixth method is when your hypothesis is proved positive, a theory is put together. That theory is your hypothesis, your reasonable explanation proven positive with evidence. Your evidence is your experiment recorded. The experiment you carried out to test if your hypothesis is correct. Now, the seventh step says that if your hypothesis is negative, then the scientist, that's trying to solve that problem, that's trying to seek for solution, we have to go back. We have to do what? We have to go back and put together another reasonable explanation or modify his other hypothesis. This is the seventh step. You see, it's very simple. I don't need to look anywhere. My textbooks are here, my piece of paper is here, but I don't need to look at them because chemistry is in my head. It's in my head because I do what? I practice. There's a saying that says, practice makes perfect. Now, I'm going to go over the steps again. Step 1, you identify your problem. Step 2, carry out appropriate observation. Step 3, put together a reasonable explanation. A reasonable explanation called your what? Your hypothesis. Step 4, carry out appropriate experiment to test your hypothesis. Step 5, record your observations your observations of the experiment carried out to prove your hypothesis. Step 5, that's step 5. Step 6, if your hypothesis is proved positive, then that becomes your theory. A scientific principle or law is formed when your hypothesis is proved positive with evidence. Now, Step 7 says, if the hypothesis or your reasonable explanation is negative, the scientist goes back and put together a new hypothesis or modifies his previous hypothesis. You know about the man who created the light bulb. 99 times he tried, the 100th time he tried that was when it worked. If he didn't record the experiment taken, this is how he might have repeated one experiment carried out, maybe let's say 50 times, and he wouldn't know. So that is why it's good to record. Don't feel that recording is just stress for you. It's not stress. It's not stressful. Science is just very easy. Chemistry is easy. All you have to do is practice, practice and practice. Make it a part of you. Besides, chemistry is already, we do it in our day-to-day life, so it should be something that, yes, should be part of you, as it's part of me. Now we're moving on to uses of chemistry. And before we forge ahead, I would like you to hit the subscribe button, notify, or turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified when I release a new video. And also, if you have a comment, if you don't understand anything about this video, comment down below. You can also tell your friends about me. And I also have a program. I also have a teaching program that's still going on. If you are interested, my phone number is down below. I'm still going to call it at the end of this video. So that you can know. If you want me to be teaching you personal, this is not the one you watch my video. I will teach you personal and make you understand. It's a duration for 3 months. I do it for chemistry, I do it for physics, I do it for biology. And when we're talking about uses of chemistry, chemistry helps us in practically everything we do in this life. In our food, category number 1, food. Now, chemistry have been used in production of fertilizers. Fertilizers to do what? You all know what fertilizer mean, but I'm going to help you. I'm going to just fast in the teaching. It has been used in the production of fertilizers to enhance the growth of crops. Now, it has also been used in making insecticide, pesticides, and the rest of that. There's fungicide. We are not going into agricultural science. It has been used in creating those insecticide and others to do what? To chase pests away, to destroy pests so they don't destroy our livestock, enhancing crop yield. Now, that is number 1 category, food. Now we go into transportation. Previously, our forefathers, they normally use horses, bicycle to transport themselves, but now we are in the 21st century and now we use cars. Some of us have our own personal car. Some of you know your father must have a car. If you don't, you always bought a bike or keke. Some bought plane to go to business areas, to go to their work. But I'm just trying to let you know that it's science that secreted transportation. Science have been used in creating your cars. When we go further in this chemistry, I will explain how it's been done. But just know that science have helped transportation very lot. We go into clothing. Science have come about and helped us to extract clothing. It has been used to produce clothing. What am I trying to talk about? I'm trying to tell you that science have made it easier for us to produce good clothing. Like this t-shirt I'm wearing now is science. It's science that made it. It's through science that we made it. It's a machine that extracted the cotton from its raw stage. It's still a machine that processed it, and after some processes, it became this clothing. So science have helped clothing very much. We also have many other fields like medicine. Science have also been used in production of drugs. Those of you who fall sick often, you go to the doctor, you see them, they prescribe drugs for you. That's the end. You don't know the secret about it. It's science. You cannot ever hear that an art student is a medical doctor. It's not possible. It's always a science student. because they went through a process. They had to learn this chemistry. So if you're planning to become a chemist, a pharmacist, a biochemist, you need chemistry. You need to study this chemistry hard, honestly, because if you don't understand chemistry, there's no way you can get the job of producing drugs, manufacturing drugs. Let me use the right terms. Let me use the right term for all these chemistry professors will sue me. ah Now we move on. Time that's taken, we have food. We have these ones I mentioned aren't the only categories that science have helped. It have also helped the military. It have also helped the military. It has also helped um space. It have also, am I right? Yes, space science. It have helped space science. It have helped housing. Many of them, you can research about them. These are the ones that are in my textbook, I'm telling you. So now that is taken, I would like you to also hit the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button so I know that I'm progressing. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to get notified when I drop a new video. And if you're interested in the program, my teaching program, I am not a perfect chemistry teacher, but at least I know the foundation of chemistry. At least I know the foundation. Now, the number will be down below. The number is 070-455-65752. It's my WhatsApp number. So if you want to talk to me one-on-one, the number is there. You can call me. But please don't be angry if I don't pick. I'm a very busy guy, so I still go to school. For the fact that I'm teaching it on, and if I'm teaching it online does not mean that I'm not a student. I'm in class 12 recently now. God's willing, next year I'm going to graduate. So please don't be angry and the video is about 12 minutes long. I talked about working with time in my last video, so I'm going to end the video now. But in our next class, we discuss about the advanced effects of chemistry.